So good afternoon, everybody. Claire Rees here from Introbiz Sweden, and joining me today is the lovely Sue Worrall. Sue Worrall has 30 years experience in nutrition, and she's a senior associate of the Royal Society of Medicine. She's also the founder of the Health Hub Academy, and she's also an Introbiz member. Today, Sue is going to talk about her Health Hub Academy and the benefits of Introbiz. So thank you for joining me, Sue.
Nice to be here. Thank you.
So Sue, if you can tell us a little about your background and the Health Hub Academy, that sounds amazing.
Yes, sure. Well, I first got into nutrition because of two major things. Sometimes we all get into health because of some trauma that happens in life, but mine was that I was born with a heart defect, and they found it when I was 20 and told me I'd be in a wheelchair by the time I was 60, which I was determined not to be. And by the way, I did a free fall parachute jump at my 60th just to show that I was still going. And the second one was my second child was born with cystic fibrosis. And so I became extremely interested and made it my absolute mission to learn everything I could about cystic fibrosis. So that was the first thing. Was when I had my surgery, I looked for fitness. And then after my son was born, I looked for health and nutrition. And it was after that I sort of got qualified as a nutritionist and started to work and run clinics. Mm-hmm. So I run clinics in Cardiff. I live in a village called Dinas Powys, which is a big village now. And I run local clinics in the neighbouring village called Penarth. And I had a clinic in London as well. And I ran that for many years. I worked a lot with the Cystic Fibrosis Trust and was chairman for the Welsh branch and local director for South Wales. And I also worked for the Trust for Sick Children in Wales and worked with Princess Diana met her on several occasions, helping with accommodation for sick children in hospitals. So I've been involved with not just with clinics, but with nutrition and with children's health and with family health for quite a long time. Mm-hmm. So after that, as I progressed and ran the clinics, and I worked with a lot of families, and particularly my passion was not just with sick children. And sadly, my own son died aged 10 of cystic fibrosis, so we lost the battle to keep him going, love him. Mm-hmm. But I did continue with the Cystic Fibrosis Trust for some years, but then stopped that and really made it my mission to get the message out there to more families and to more parents and children. And I always found that the mum in the house, the woman of the house, is like the heart of the family. And people do as you do, not as you say. And so I found that if I could get the mum really healthy, then the whole family's health would improve. And that's what I worked on and worked with for some time, and did a lot of work with women's health. And then in latter years, I started to work with a few sports guys. And what I found was that I really loved it. And I think I loved it not just because I got results, but I got them faster. And they were lovely to work with because they just want the right fuel. Mm-hmm. So there's not a lot of hands-on, there's not a lot of high maintenance with them. They'll do what you tell them because they want the results, and they were getting the results. And I work with people, rugby players, I've worked with some Lions players, a lot of golfers on world tours, and then I work with a cyclist, a brilliant cyclist. He broke his back in a paragliding accident. Mm-hmm. And we had 2 years and 2 months to the Olympics to get him in there and get him in the team. And we did it, and he got a gold and 2 silver medals, and and so that was amazing. That was really exciting and lovely for him. He is a determined gentleman who has got the mindset of an athlete. But that made me work with more athletes, and in recent times I've done a lot of work with type 2 diabetes.
Mhm.
I feel it's type 2 diabetes is very sad because it's something, unless you've had a car accident or trauma to your pancreas of some kind, you don't really need to have it, and it can be turned around.
Mhm.
So I'm quite good at, and I've turned a lot of people around for being diabetic to not just not diabetic, but not even pre-diabetic. So that's a bit of a mission I've been on recently.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to get the message out there more. So in running the clinics in London and in Cardiff, I could only see people who would come and seek me out and find me. And although I never advertised, I always worked on word of mouth. I just got results, and then it was results led. People sent people to me, or people found me. But about 4 years ago, I decided that I didn't really want to travel to London any longer. Mm-hmm. And I really wanted to get it to more youngsters and more people. So I started to develop a program called Walk the Weight Off Mind and Body, which I'll be relaunching soon. And that actually turned into Health Hub Academy, which is what we've got now. And Health Hub Academy is a resource for all things health and wellness. And it's got a brilliant health advisory board, which we're building. And it's got this library of resource on all the topics of health, from mental health and anxiety and stress to mindfulness, to fitness and all things sport, to recipes, meal planning, specific illnesses, recognizing things like pandas, strokes, heart attacks, sepsis, and hundreds of health posts that anyone in a health business can pick up and post as their own. Because I find that a lot of posts out there are, the facts are not absolutely right, and they're misleading. So our mission is to take out the confusion and add clarity to all things health and wellness. And the sort of mission statement of Health Hub Academy is to help health thrive globally. So that's what we're doing. And what happened was we launched this in a small way, thinking we'd slowly build this over the next 2 years. And we launched it 2 weeks before lockdown, not knowing this was going to happen. And it just took off at a rate of knots. And I'd already joined Introbiz. And Introbiz was integral into the takeoff of this, because I introduced it on the networking meetings, and I've got so many contacts, amazing contacts. So many people we're now doing, we're doing projects with. So we're sort of doing projects together. We've paired up with many people that I've met through Introbiz networking. And also I found people that I needed, needed insurance for the company directors. The 3 directors that we've got now is myself, who founded it. I brought on an amazing guy called Rob Dix, who is an IT whiz, and he's built our website and put all the courses and the systems behind it, magic, I call it. And we've got another amazing coach called Paul Rees, who is a soft skills expert and is a high-level executive coach. So between us, we are building this into a really great resource. So it's a very low membership fee, because we want it to be available to everybody. And they'll have access to this, all the material, and they'll have discounts off all the courses we run. And that's where we are today. But I have to say, I can't speak highly enough of Introbiz. It's been inspirational, because the caliber of the speakers that we have on an evening, it's just like an evening with a celebrity. You know, we like a cozy meeting with them. So we've had the likes of Les Brown, Brian Tracy, John DeMartini, Zig Ziglar's son, and they have been an inspiration. So instead of listening to people who are struggling in lockdown, which I know some people are, and I do feel for them, but it's been so inspiring to listen to these people who have had their own obstacles and their own hurdles to cross, and listening to how they've come through and what they've achieved. And just thinking, well, they can do it, why can't I do it? So yeah, I can't speak highly enough of networking. I think if you've got a resource you want to get out there, networking is the answer, and there isn't a better one out there than Introbiz at the moment that I can see.
So that was mind-blowing then. I was just wondering as well, is that with your Health Hub Academy, is that you're based in the UK, but what about, you said you wanted to go global, how is that going to work? So say people here in Sweden wanted to be involved in the Health Hub Academy, or if they wanted to become a member, could they?
Yes, yeah, it's open to everyone. We've got members from America, Australia, and New Zealand. Yeah, and what we intend to do is have a health advisory board from the Nordic countries, have a health advisory board in the US, have a health advisory board for Australia. And so we've got some people asking about it already, but we want to get our health advisory board in the UK sorted first, and then we'll get their equivalent in all the other countries. So at the moment, we've got a brilliant psychiatrist who is recently retired from the NHS, who's brilliant at addictions, and also she's a skin specialist. We've got a doctor who's also a pediatrician. We've got a healthy living doctor, which they're called functional medicine in the UK. We've got a kinesiologist, a Chinese medicine practitioner, an acupuncturist, a physical therapist, and we've got some more coaches coming on. So when we've got our full quota, which will probably end up being about 20 people, these people will have a chat box that they can be accessed through the Health Hub Academy. And so if you're looking for some health outside the doctor's appointments, which they've got so limited time now, you know, you can't talk to them about things outside what you're going for. If you're looking for any other health practitioner, you can chat to these people and find out, is this the person I really need? Do I need a kinesiologist, or do I need an acupuncturist advice, or do I need a mindfulness, or do I need a mental health practitioner, or do I want to talk to a psychiatrist who knows which drugs are the best for different people? So you can chat to them without having to pay a fee and get to who you want to get to. And that's what we're trying to provide. But in every country, you know, we'll have, whichever country comes forward with anyone from there, we'll build a health board there.
So we're looking for Nordic advisors then?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, any Nordic countries, if they've got any doctors who want to get anything online. I mean, everyone's got to have an online program now.
Yeah.
The world was just about shut down, wasn't it? And if you can go online, it's a way of getting your message out there, helping more people, and not taking up all your time. You know, it's a brilliant way to work. So any doctors who have got specialisms or special advice that can be put online, or that they can talk to people online, do appointments online, doesn't matter. I mean, we've got a lot of people who are Swedish people living in other countries, so they want to speak to a doctor who speaks Swedish, or a Danish doctor who speaks Danish, then ideally they'd find you. So it doesn't just work within the country, it works outside as well.
This is going to be amazing, Sue. I can actually see now why you're inundated, because you're I can see why you're inundated.
Yeah, I'm trying to not start the other countries yet, but I've got this terrible thing about I'm always helicopter thinking. I've got to calm myself down and say, just get this done first, you know.
Yeah.
And we're still the Health Hub Academy is going to be, it's like forever living. It's not ongoing. So we're still populating it. There's new recipes on every time. Every recipe has been vetted by myself or another health advisor.
Yeah.
Almost all by me at the moment as well. So every recipe is low glycemic index, low glycemic load. So we're getting away from sugar rushes and blood sugar spiking, which is the diabetic thing. Yeah. So every recipe is on there is a healthy one. And I also, because of working with sports people and getting results, they come home from training and they want the meal now. They don't want to be an hour preparing it. So all the recipes on there so far are simple to prepare and easy. And there's loads of little tricks. Like shall I give you a couple of tips?
Go for it. Yes, please.
So one is that if you twice cook rice and pasta, particularly pasta, it goes from high GI, which is like fast sugar that you have to store because you can't take that energy up quickly, to low GI, because that starch is in it. It's starch that will be changed more to more fiber. It becomes more fibrous. So the starch in it becomes more fibrous when you stop cooking it and it cools down. So it goes from high GI to medium GI, and then when you reheat it, it becomes even more fibrous. So it's not insoluble fiber, it's soluble fiber, but it's still good for the gut. So it goes from high to low when you reheat it. And there's loads of recipes that how you make risotto. It's not with risotto rice, which is a lot of starch goes to sugar quickly. It's done with basmati rice. And then there's tips like never keep your tomatoes in the fridge.
Really?
Because they're a tropical fruit and they're full of amazing things like lycopene, which is great to help prevent prostate cancer. And if you put them in the fridge, and even though they're off the vine, they'll still produce the lycopene. But if you chill them, they stop producing it. And also the most of it is near the skin, right at the top, right in the surface. So if you pay the same for your tomatoes and buy smaller ones and don't keep in the fridge, it will double the amount of lycopene you get from them.
Well, every day's a school day. I never knew that. I've always kept my tomatoes in the fridge. I'm going to go after this. I'm going to take them out of the fridge.
Put them on the worktop. Yeah, great.
Well, I never knew that.
We want to sort of give people useful tips. Give them things they take away. Make it practical so people can really get something out of it.
And what I love about it, it's all natural. It's all natural things. There's no quick. We all know, like my background is health and fitness as well, and we know there's no quick fix to healthy living. It's a lifestyle change that you have to keep going for the rest of your life, isn't it? So people used to come to me and I say, look, whatever you can't take out of your diet and keep out of your diet right now, don't bother. Don't go on these like starvation diets.
I believe in fasting. Fasting definitely has its place. But if you do overnight fasting, as long as you give your organs a rest and you do 12 to 14 hours, and I've got a program of what the times you do it, it's very doable, and you wake up refreshed and you get a better quality sleep and you burn calories in your sleep. So there's ways of doing it, and there's loads of tips, which makes it not a terrible chore and makes it easier to do. So you do a swap out, you eliminate some things and bring things in instead. For example, just change your chocolate to 80% dark chocolate. I just got some today with raspberry in it, and just had two squares at lunchtime, and it was lovely, and it's fine. It's got antioxidants. It's you don't have to be miserable.
No, you don't have to eat rabbit food, just to be healthy. No, it can be exciting as well.
Yeah.
So just and like you said about Introbiz as well, and how it's benefited you. And I think we said before we came on this that you've been inundated with networking and connections, and I think that's what the good thing is about networking, and whatever networking you actually do is that, and something that I've been doing is that you meet somebody who'll meet somebody who'll meet somebody, and there'll be that person that you're actually looking for. It's for me, when I come on the networking in the UK, like I found you, and you've got a connection in Sweden. So it's always good when you're connecting with people to connect, and not sort of like what can you do for me, but help other people, get out there, help other people, and build your connections and build your tribe. So then we're all in this together, aren't we? So it's about building your tribe and helping each other, and let's reach the goal for success together.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah. It's called, what's it called? People call it, they call it networking through the room, don't they?
Yeah.
Because it's, some people go to networking and they say, oh, I didn't know anybody. There's nobody there I can work with. Yeah. And they haven't even explored it, because you don't know what people do behind the one thing they say they've come there for. And a lot of the collaborations we're doing are not with their main job. They're with their hobby job or another job.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm working with a great guy called James Blackler, who is
I know James.
yes, who it charters yachts, and
Yeah.
you know, I wasn't looking for someone to charter a yacht, but there's lots of things I can do with James, and it's been an absolute joy. And
you just don't know, do you? You just don't know when you connect with somebody and you build a relationship for them. You just don't know what you can do for them and what they can do for you as well.
Absolutely, yeah, it is, yeah. And my only complaint is that I've got too much from that.
Too much.
I can hardly keep up with it.
You know, it's too much. It's just getting organised now, isn't it?
Yeah, and lockdown. My friend had been saying to me, "I'll send you a puzzle to while away your time." It's like, I haven't got any time.
You need a puzzle.
No, but I have. The other thing is exercise, and you'll know this because of your background. You know, the ones who've exercised through lockdown are always the people who've come out with better health. And I'm doing about 40k a week I live on the edge of Woodlands, so I do half. I'm Nordic walking instructor years ago. I'm
a Nordic walking instructor as well.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
Absolutely.
I've got these titanium poles, and I go up through the woods every day about 4 o'clock, and every day I go out, and people can do that. They don't, you just got to, you'll while away half an hour, won't you? Just get off your desk.
Absolutely.
And
fabulous.
Brilliant.
Well, Sue, it has been an absolute pleasure talking with you today. And if anybody wants to get in contact with you, how can they get in contact with you?
They can find me on LinkedIn and Sue Worrall. They can find me on Facebook. But best of all, if you go to Health Hub Academy on the group on Facebook, you can join that. It's a free to join, just ask to join. We changed the name from Health Hub Club, which the Facebook page is called the Health Hub Club. You can go there, or you can go to our website. If you go to www.healthhubacademy.com, that'll get you there. We've got a brand new website and our relaunch going up soon, but that'll get you on there. And message me anytime, and I'd be delighted to chat to you.
Thank you so much, Sue. It's just been such a pleasure speaking to you.
Thank you for having me.